that down, let's move on to the first thing here, shall we? 2 big movies opening this weekend. We got Wicked, which I talked about yesterday, which was far better than I think it has any business being.
It's so good.
Far better than I expected. It was a fantastic exercise in movie making. It just felt old school and new school. It's just a wonderful film. The other big one that everybody's excited about is Gladiator II. Now, I confess, I've had my doubts about Gladiator II because I did not like the first trailer that they put out months ago. Also, Ridley Scott has not been on his A game, let's say since The Martian, and a long while before that. But the first reactions for Gladiator 2 came out, and they sounded very encouraging. So I went off to see Gladiator 2 yesterday, and it's good. I mean, and I described it to Jonathan today, in a world that is thumbs up or thumbs down. Get it? Because of the season.
I understood that reference. Because history.
I will say thumbs up. I think it's a movie worth watching. I did not think it was great, though. And listen, I think it is a valid criticism to say a lot of Gladiator 2 is just Gladiator. Like, oh, a predominant Roman. His wife is murdered by Romans and vows vengeance and is taken into slavery. And then once he's a slave, he actually becomes a gladiator. But he's a very good gladiator. And as a very good gladiator, he promises if you perform well, you could win your freedom. And then some outside people plan their escape. But in the midst of the jailbreak, they get discovered and caught. And the gladiator goes right back to prison. And it sets up one big final battle in the end. I just described both movies to you.
Oh, like I said at the
I don't
outset.
have to see either.
There you go. You can interchange. They're interchangeable.
Okay.
It's replaceable
Now,
parts.
There are notable differences. Like I don't want to misrepresent. There are
Right.
notable differences between the 2 Gladiator films. Let me talk first about some of the things that didn't work for me. Surprisingly enough, Paul Mescal, who was nominated for Best Lead Actor in 2023 at the Academy Awards, I thought he was fine in the trailers. I ended up thinking he was terribly miscast. I'm not going to say he gave a bad performance. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I'm watching this and I'm like, I never felt like he fit in the world. Secondly, I don't know why. I don't know if you knew this, Chris. The Romans never turned the Colosseum into a giant shark tank.
What?
Yeah.
I did know that one.
I mean,
It's history.
I don't know why they felt like, I don't know why, like just 2 badass gladiators in the ring having an awesome fight is more than enough. I don't know why Ridley Scott felt the need in this one to go heavy into the CGI animals. I knew they were a little questionable for me in the trailers, but I thought maybe they'll come across better in the movie. And they didn't really come across better for me in the movie. Just kind of silly. Like, exactly how? How did Romans get great white sharks into the Colosseum in Rome?
They built a canal.
How did they? But the giant rhino, which you've seen some of the trailers, the giant monkeys look CGI as hell. And then one of the big things a lot of people have been raving about is Denzel Washington's performance. If it was any other actor, I would say, yeah, that was a good performance. But it's Denzel Washington, who we know is capable of much better than the average person. And I didn't find, for Denzel, who is one of the all-time greats, I didn't particularly feel we saw him on his A game.
Oh.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mando. Thank goodness it is football season. It's time for tailgates, touchdowns, and Sunday cookouts with the crew. But unfortunately, along with the drinks and the food, sometimes you also bring along your odor. And that is why Mando whole body deodorant should be an absolute tailgate game day essential. And that's why Mando's the MVP. It's clinically proven 72-hour odor control, so it's perfect for long days at the game or at the bar. I'm loving the clover wood scent, but they've got options like bourbon leather, leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and even unscented if you prefer to go stealth mode. I like to use it after the shower, before the gym, or even important meetings. It's that reliable. And right now, Mando's got a killer deal. New customers get $5 off their best-selling starter pack with my exclusive code Campea. That's over 40% off. Just go to shopmando, that's shopmando.com, and use the code Campea. Seriously, guys, if you want a deodorant that's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, and just works better than anything else you've tried, it's time to make the switch to Mando. So don't wait. Control body odor anywhere with Mando. Head over to shopmando.com and use the code Campea and get $5 off your starter pack. Trust me, you're going to love it. That's at shopmando.com. Go and check it out now. I'll go one step further. It kind of felt to me like Denzel mailed it in a little bit. Again, not bad. And if it was any other actor, I go, yeah, solid performance. But this is Denzel Washington, one of the greatest of all time. So we know he's like leagues better. Like we know in this movie, he is leagues the best actor in the movie. But I don't know. It didn't seem like he was trying to fill it. Also, at 2.5 hours, listen, some movies can be 2.5 hours and feel too short. This movie was too long for what it was. Like I felt the length of the film. I think they could have shaved a good 20 minutes out of this movie. And made it work and made it better.
How was Eddie Munson? Joseph Quinn.
All right, but honestly, not in the movie that much. I thought the Twin Emperors was kind of a neat aspect to the film. Especially the brother, like the not Joseph Quinn one.
Right.
Because he goes a little crazy, and they do something really funny with him later on. But honestly, I wish they were in the movie more. I kind of wish they were in the movie more. And the Pedro Pascal character was solid. I like Pedro's character. I like what they did with him. But too many things were way too convenient. It's like, how did all those Roman soldiers just let Paul Mescal wander right through there? Or why did he suddenly do this? And like a lot of things that were just very convenient. Now, those are some of the things that I didn't like all that much. There are things in this movie to really appreciate, though. Cinematography, banger. It's a gorgeous film to look at. Like, just visually speaking, it's a beautiful film to look at. The whole idea, the heaviness of Rome and the situation going on there, I think Ridley Scott did a great job with that in the original Gladiator. I think he continues to set that atmosphere up beautifully in Gladiator II. Why am I freezing on the actress who plays Paul Mescal's mother? She's in the
Connie
original.
Nielsen?
Yes, that's right. Wonder Woman's mom. Connie Nielsen kills it. She's great in this. Seeing, I can't remember the name of the senator, but seeing like the loyal senator from the original film back in this one, that dude doesn't look 20 years older than he did in the original guy. Because he was this old white-haired senator in the original one, and he looks a little older today, not 20 years older. Like, what are you? Which virgin blood are you drinking, my friend?
All of them.
All of them. All the virgin's bloods. Combat sequences. Aside from the CGI animals, combat sequences are great. There's a bit in one of the trailers where you see that Pedro Pascal is leading a Roman legion attacking Paul Mescal's city. We see bits of that in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's the opening of the film. Wonderful sequence. Big, like the battles when they were big, they look great. When you see marching Roman legions, it looks awe-inspiring. And again, while I was complaining about Denzel's performance, I was just complaining that it's not Denzel level. By anybody else, perfectly good level. A lot of the characters were very interesting. Again, overall, am I glad I saw it? Yes. In a strictly thumbs up or thumbs down universe, I say it's a thumbs up. I like that's why when I go over to Rotten Tomatoes and I see it having a 72%, I'm like, yeah.
It's about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
And the audience seems to enjoy it, so.
Yeah, so, and I think if I had to count myself as a person who enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it, I'm going to say I enjoyed it. It's better than I feared. Like, it's nowhere near as bad as I feared it would be.
Right.
Not as good as I hoped it would be. So overall, a good film. I just don't think it was fantastic. And it could have been. Like, Ridley Scott put a number of elements in this film that I think set it up for really, really good success. and I think some of them were kind of wasted
So
opportunities.
the first one was, like, we used the phrase a modern classic before with I forget the movie.
The
but
original Gladiator.
The original Gladiator, probably considered a modern classic.
Yeah.
This one probably will be. It's fine. It's good, but it's not like. You
Yeah,
have to
this
see
one
it.
will be a movie that came out in 2024.
Oh.
A decent movie
Yeah.
that came out in 2024. But yeah, again, if you're going in looking to a true successor to the original Gladiator, I don't think this is it. Unless you're just looking for them to just do Gladiator all over again. Because if that's what you're looking for, they did it pretty well. Again, not a bad movie. I liked it. Just didn't love it, and I'm not going to plan on going to see it again. Unlike Wicked, which shockingly, I'm probably going to go see Wicked 2 or 3 more times.
That's a lot of time in this theater.
Yeah. Hello. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to go and see Gladiator 2 yet? Are you planning on seeing it? If you did see it, what did you think about it? Do you agree with my comments? Do you disagree with them? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.